As the RNC kicks off, one of the featured speakers will be Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. One America's John Hines caught up with Jordan to get a preview of his speech and as well as insight on today's House Oversight Committee hearing regarding the Postal Service. Take a look.
These hearings regarding the post office, what seems to be going on? These have been orchestrated by your Democratic colleagues. What is the objective here?
No, it's all politics. It's all about the election for the Democrats. I mean, if the hearing was, if they were serious about the issue, they had done a couple things different. They wouldn't already had the vote before they have the hearing. When do you vote on something before you actually get the key person in front of you and get the facts? They'd have tried to work with the bipartisan legislation. Former member of Congress, Mark Meadows, now Chief of Staff, and our late Chairman Elijah Cummings put together. It was a bipartisan. They didn't want to do that. In fact, they haven't even called Mr. Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff, a guy with a pretty important job in this town. They haven't even called him. They just went straight to the politics. So this is all about politics, all about muddying the water, attacking the Postmaster General as we head into the election, because they know they're going to have situations. I think they want this almost. It's sad to say. They want to be able to count a bunch of ballots after Election Day, like they did in Chairwoman Maloney's district. It took 6 weeks after the election for them to decide and count all the ballots and determine who the winner was. So it's unfortunate, and I think the American people see through it.
Looking ahead a little bit, of course, the RNC begins today. What are your expectations for the Republican National Convention? Some themes, perhaps, you expect will be emphasized in the next several days.
Yeah, it's going to be positive. It's going to be about the greatness of this country. It's going to be about the president said this yesterday in an interview he gave. He talked about the amazing potential of the American people, and it's going to talk about that. Unlike the Democrat convention, it seemed to me that the key takeaways from the Democrat convention, where first it was schizophrenic. I mean, you got John Kasich saying Joe Biden's a moderate, and then 20 minutes later you got Bernie Sanders saying he's the most progressive candidate who's ever run for office. So they didn't get any specific policies. They attacked the country nonstop. So this is going to be, I think, a different vision for this great nation, the greatest country ever. The Democrats, schizophrenic, no policies, and attack the president. I think in the end, the American people are starting to figure out that there is one pro-America party, and that's the Republican Party. The Democrat Party is evidenced by the fact they won't denounce the mob. They're for this crazy idea of defunding the police. They're against the things that the institutions, the principles, the values that make our country a special place. And I think as the campaign goes on, the American people are going to see it, and President Trump's going to get reelected.
You, of course, are one of the speakers, I believe, tonight. Congratulations. Can you share with us some of the themes that you hope to talk about, you plan to share?
Yeah, same thing I just talked about. I mean, it's because, look, I feel like, you know, we're the luckiest people in the world that we were born in America. We live in this great country, and it is the best nation ever. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the things the president did. You know, think about before this virus, taxes cut, regulations reduced, the economy growing at an unbelievable rate, wages up, lowest unemployment in 50 years, out of the Iran deal, embassy in Jerusalem, hostages home from North Korea, new NAFTA agreement, rebuilding the economy now as we speak, and of course building the wall. I mean, those are just a handful of the things that the president has accomplished, and he's done that in spite of relentless opposition from the left, from the press, and from the never-Trumpers. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And like I said, just this idea that I think America's best days are still ahead of us.
Of course, Ohio is a swing state. You come from kind of the heart of Ohio. Is there a plan to appeal to some of these swing states, particularly Ohio, in your message and other messages from the speakers in the convention?
It's already happened. It's already happened. I was in Youngstown area last week at an event, 350 people. I mean, Youngstown used to be, you know, Union Democrats. They are now Trump Republicans, and you could feel, I mean, a big event. It's already happened. Our state is, I don't really think it's in the swing state category. I think it's solid for President Trump. Our state went for the president by 8.5 points in the last election. So I feel really good about Ohio. I feel good about the election. I think the president's going to do well in those key states that everyone's talking about: Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona. I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to win.
Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio, one of the featured speakers in the Republican National Convention, the kickoff night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Take care.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.